Dear student, Namaskar and a warm welcome to our English class today, grade 9, unit number 9, work and leisure. And today's our topic is grammar and interpreting charts. Are you all ready with your textbook, exercise book and other things? Good. Please be ready, all of you. Today we have some grammatical issues. You may find out the grammatical issues in your textbook. And I have given you a table. Can you all have a glance of this table? Good. So grammar 1A, make as many sentences as you can from the table given below. Can you study this table? Once again, go through understanding the given table and make your mind to make as many sentences as you can. Can you do it? Please go through it. And in the table, dear student, in the first column, some words are written. They are Fulmaya, Santosh, Biraj, I and they. And in the second column, you may see the following verbs. They are, had, will have, make, gets, again make, has, was, were and made. Similarly, you may find out some other words in the third column of the table. They are my shoes, me, him, her, to dance, Suman, his brother. And in the last column of the table, you may find some other words and clauses. For example, at the party, repaired last Sunday, write late tomorrow, to play with him all the time, to smoke, wash my clothes, to smoke against my will, dig the field, to type the document, send her the mail. These are the things that is given in your table. Now, can you just guess what are we going to discuss today? Good. We are going to discuss about the use of causative verbs. What are the causative verbs in English grammar? Yes, you are right. There are get, make, have, let, even help. These are the causative verbs in English grammar. But here in our grade, we only learn and talk about get, make and have, and the use of get, make and have. So, in the given table, you may guess the use of get, make and have, and we are going to use them in different sentences. Now, by the help of the given table, can you make as many sentences as you can? Excellent. Now, here we go. The sentences are, Fulmaya gets me to type the document. What causative verb is used in this sentence? Get. Very good. You may know that there are basically five different forms of verbs. B1, that is a base form of verb. B2 and B3, past form of the verb. B4, ing form of the verb or gerund form of the verb. B5, the S and ES form of the verb. So, if there is any verb when we get and find in the sentence is known as get, make and have. When we find the verb of get causative in a sentence, the sentence becomes get causative sentence. When we find a verb of make, so the sentence become make causative sentence. Similarly, when we get the verb of have in the sentence is known as have causative sentence. Now, can you identify what type of sentence is it? Fulmaya gets me to type the document. Good, you are right. It is a get causative sentence. Why? Because there is a verb of get. So, gets, it is in B5. So that Fulmaya gets me to type the document. Why it becomes? We will be talking about the structure of all the causatives so that you may understand more clear. Now, just see and make many sentences as you can. We make Fulmaya gets me to type the document. B. We can make another sentence in this way. Fulmaya had my shoes repaired last Sunday. So, subject is similar, but the verbs are different and the structure of sentence is different. When the verb is different, when causative verb is different, sentence is also different. Why it becomes, why it happens, we talk about later. Similarly, Biraj was made to dance at the party. There is make causative verb. When there is make with auxiliaries, so there must be 2 plus B1 or 2 plus infinitive, so that there is to dance. In next sentence D, they were made to dance at the party. So, in this sentence you may find out the make causative verb and the form of make causative is made, it is in past form. So, before made what do you see? An auxiliary or let us say be verb. So, what is that? Where. When there is be verb before made, there must be 2 plus infinitive. So, that to dance is there in D. Similarly, let us go to E. Biraj gets her to play with him all the time. So, what causative verb do you notice in the sentence? Get causative verb. Good. So, when there is get, after get there is agent, her is an agent. So, when there is get with agent, there is again to infinitive form of the verb, so that there is to play. Next, F, I make his brother write a letter tomorrow. This is also a make causative sentence. So, in make causative sentence, when there is an agent with make, there must be B1 form of the verb, not to infinitive form of the verb. When there is be verb before make, there is to infinitive, but when there is no be verb before make, so there must be root form of the verb or the base form of the verb. That is why we have right in F, in sentence number F. Similarly, next G, Santosh has Suman wash my clothes. Can you identify which causative verb is used in this sentence? Good. Have causative verb is used. B5 form of have is used. There is has. And just after has there is Suman. Suman is an agent, a doer. When there is agent with have and our verb is base form of the verb, root form of the verb, we have to use root form of the verb. Similarly, H, Santosh will have Suman send her mail. Again this is have causative sentence, have with agent, so root form of the verb. Next, I, Biraj will make his brother dig the field. This is make causative sentence with agent. There is agent with make. So when there is agent with make, again root form of the verb. That's why we use dig. Next, J. Biraj gets his brother to play with him all the time. This is get causative sentence. When there is get with agent, there must be to plus be1 or to infinitive form of the verb. That's why to play, we use to play. K. They made me smoke against my will. Can you identify what type of causative verb is number K? Yes, it is make causative sentence and there is an agent with make. So when there is an agent with make, we must use root form of the verb or be1 form of the verb. So we use smoke in K. Similarly, dear student, you may have a lot of sentences from the given table, and you may exercise using have, make and get causative verbs and then make as many sentences as you can from the given table. Can you do it? Good, excellent. Now, what are we going to learn? What are we going to discuss? We are going to discuss the use of have, make and get. So, there is one structure, dear student. Can you see this structure? You are confused, I guess. Can you guess what the structure is about? Let me write it on the board. Okay? Here, H-O-Ho. Again, there, G-O, go. And in the next, we have 3. Similarly, ga. There is nothing and there is sex. Again, ma. There is la, late causative sentence, but we don't discuss. Again, ha, and there must be B1. Now, can you guess what does HO stand for? For your kind remembrance, I made it, but you don't get this type of formula anywhere, either in books or in any other practice books. So, I have created and generated myself. So, can you guess what HO stands for, what GO stands for, and what does 3 refer to? Similarly, ga, what does ga stand for, and what this number 6 refers to? Similarly, ma, la, ha, and there is B1 or root form of the verb. So now, let's see. H here refers to have. When there is have with object, have comes with object, there must be what? V3. That means past participle form of the verb. Similarly, go, get causative verb with again object, there must be what? Again V3, or it means past participle form of the verb. Similarly, you may now get the point. When there is have with object, there must be past participle form of the verb. When there is get with object, again there must be past participle form of the verb. When there is an object with get and have, there must be past participle form of the verb. Similarly, Similarly, dear student, get, ga 6 means when there is get plus agent, there must be 2 plus V1, that means verb 6, or to infinitive form of the verb it refers to. Similarly, when you talk about ma, when there is ma, M-A-K, make, M refers to make, A refers to agent. Make with agent, we have root form of the verb, that is V1 form of the verb. Again, la, L refers to let, A refers to agent. Let with agent, there we must use again V1. Similarly, when there is ha, H refers to have and A refers to agent, we must use B1. This is what I would like to show you. Did you understand? So, student, now you may guess the structure of get, make and have, but late we don't study now. We only study the use of get, use of have and use of make. Now, let me show you the structure for your easy understanding. Okay? Did you see it? Good. Now, let me explain. When we have subject with get and when there is an agent, we must use to infinitive form of the verb. Similarly, when there is a subject and when there is get and when get comes with object, there we must use past form of the verb, past participle form of the verb or B3 form of the verb. Similarly, when we have subject with have and when there is an object, we must use again past participle form of the verb, that means B3 form of the verb. Similarly, when we have subject and have, when have comes with an agent, there we must use again the root form of the verb or B1 form of the verb. Similarly, when there is a subject, again subject comes with make and agent and we must use root form of the verb or B1 form of the verb. Similarly, when there is a subject and be verbs, what are the be verbs? We have 8 be verbs in English. They are, can one of you say? Good. Is, am, are, was, were, be, been and being. When these verbs are before made, we must use to with root form of the verb, that is B1 form of the verb. This is what the structure we learned. Now the use of get, make and have. Now can you use those structure in a sentence? Can you remember those structure and use them in a sentence? Good. You can use it. In active sentence, we use subject, get, agent and to infinitive form of the verb. Similarly, in passive structure, we use subject, get, object with past participle form of the verb. Similarly, we have another structure of have. See, subject, have, agent plus root form of the verb. and it is in active structure, and in the passive structure, subject with have, and when there is an object, there we use past participle form of the verb. Similarly, we do have the structure of make as well. Now, what is an agent and what is an object, dear student? Can one of you say? Good. Agent refers to the doer, or in a simple way we can say the person, human beings. Human beings, they are the agent. And what is an object? Object here refers to non-living things. They are not the doer. So, if you remember the structure and the ideas about agent and object, you don't have any problem of using and writing the verbs, causative verbs in the sentences. Did you understand? Good. Now, let's have practice ahead. Dear student, fill in the gaps with the correct form of have, get or make. A goes for you. Did they, what do you think? Have, get or make? Remember and identify the sentence. Did they? There is a space. You give a speech on behalf of the group. So, find out whether there is an agent or object, and remember the structure and use the appropriate verb in the gaps. Can anyone say? Good. Here is the answer. Did they make you give a speech on behalf of the group? Did they make you give a speech on behalf of the group? Good. So, there is a make causative verb, and after make there is you is an agent, and we have the root form of verb give, so that make is appropriate here. Similarly, B, instead of buying a new car, why don't you blank the old one fixed? So, what do you think? Have, make or get? Good, you are excellent. Get causative verb is used. Why? The old one, this is an object. When we said that when we have object with get, the verb must be in past participle form. That's why fixed is there. Similarly, dear student, you can use have, make and get in the remaining or the questions. Okay. In number C, look at C. I will have my hair cut tomorrow morning. Why there is have? What is there after have? Object or agent? My hair, it's a non-living things, right? Good. So, when there is an object with have, and what is our verb? We have cut. It is in past participle form of the verb. Similarly, you can answer and fill in the gaps accordingly. The teacher got every one of us to write an essay yesterday. Got causative verb is appropriate here. Similarly, Miss Resta usually has her hair dried at the hairdresser. Next question, my mom always makes me clean my room on Saturdays. G, I get my landlord to fix the broken window fan this morning. H, Schumann got all the math problems. Look at math problems, got, get causative verb, Problems is an object, and we have past participle form of the verb, that is solved. Similarly, you can have more exercises from your textbook, and you may have more confidence on it. Now let's go to next exercise. C. Rewrite the sentences with have, get or make, and one is done for you as an example. Can one of you read? Good. I painted my house last week, and we changed the sentence using have, make and get. So I had made my house painted last week. Have causative verb. There is an object. My house is an object, non-living things. When there is an object with have, there must be past participle form of the verb. We have painted here. Similarly, you can do A, B, C, D, E, F in this way. Let's do. Are you all ready? Excellent. She will ask her sister to light the lamp. Changes with she will make her sister light the lamp. B. I am going to ask the dentist to feel my teeth. You can write with I have the dentist feel my teeth. C. Will you ask the barber to cut your hair? You can use in this way. Will you have the barber cut your hair? Just remember the use of get, make and have, and relate the structure. And if you remember the structure, your answer won't be incorrect. It is right. Similarly, number D. I can't design my house myself, so I am going to ask an architect to do it. What is your answer? Good. Here we go. I get an architect to design my house. Architect here is an agent, so we have an agent with get. So when there is an agent with get, we use to infinitive form of the verb, that is to design. Good. The girl asked her mechanic to repair her moped. What is the answer? The girl had her mechanic repair her moped. Okay. So why there is repair only? Why? Because we have causative verb, have with agent, and when there is have with agent, there we use B1 form of the verb or root form of the verb. F. The landlady asked the gardener to cut the grass. What is your answer? The landlady makes the gardener cut the grass. Similarly, student, you may have lot of practices using have, make and get. Now D. Choose the best alternatives and complete the following sentences. Can you answer? A. Meena got Sambu. Can you guess? Good. Your answer is right. To carry. B. Rita had Ankit. Have causative verb. Ankit is an agent. When there is an agent with have, we use what? B1 form of the verb. Good. Was. C. They got me. Get causative verb. Me is an agent. I said when there is a living beings, we must remember the agent, and when there is non-living things, we must remember they are object. Similarly, they got me to dance. Next, Kumari was made to turn on television. E. Barsha got new books. Bout. F. Upendra got Mukesh to watch his house. G. My father is very kind. He never makes us do heavy work. H. The film was very humorous. It made us all laugh throughout the film. Dear student, now we have the following other questions as well. I. His hair was too long, so he had it. there is a space, and we have the following verbs: caught, to caught, cutting, yesterday. Can you guess which one is right? Good, your answer is correct. We have caught. J, the manager, there is a space, made, got, make. His secretary attend the conference. Can you guess what is the right answer? Brilliant, you are right. Made is the correct answer. K, Matthew made the mechanic. There is a space, overhaul, to overhaul, and overhauling his car. Can you guess what is the right answer? Good, overhaul. Smith had Jakku. Space, fetch, to fetch, fetched a pail to water. What is the right answer? Yes, you are right. Fetch. M, my maths teacher asked us to remember all the theorems. In other words, we were made. Space, and we have the options: remember, remembered, to remember all the theorems. What is your guess? Excellent, to remember. Dear student, in this way you can have a lot of practices using make, have, get at home, and then get more and more confidence the use of get, make, and have. Now we have writing part. Let us see the following chart and try to answer the given questions and practice on writing. Are you all ready? Good. What kind of chart is this? In this chart, in the side, number of students are written, average daily attendance by month is mentioned, and in this column, let's say 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 0, and we have the month: September, October, November, and December. So can you guess what kind of chart is this? Good. This is a bar chart. What data does it represent? Can one of you guess? Excellent. It represents the monthly attendance of a student. Now, how do you interpret this chart? Dear student, look at the chart once again, and in this chart, in September, how many students are present? 24. Similarly, in October, 26. In November, you may see 21. In December, you may see 17. So this is what the chart represents. Now, can you interpret the given chart and then write about the chart and make a paragraph? Good, here we go. The above bar chart shows the daily attendance of the student according to month. In A-axis, the number of students is shown. Similarly, daily attendance of the students by month is shown in B-axis. The chart illustrates the highest 26 number of the students were present in October, whereas the least number of students, 17, were present in December. According to the chart, 21 students were present regularly in November. However, the number of students in September went to the upward direction. It was 24 in number. If we study the chart comparatively, 4 students were increased in November, then December, and 5 students were increased in October, then in November. In September, the number of students was 24 out of 30, overall. Most of the students were present in its month. You can write in this way. While interpreting the chart or graph or any other pie chart, sometimes bar graph, so you can write in this way. Now, let us see another exercise. The following verbs are used to describe different trends or patterns of data. Put them under appropriate headings. The verbs are here: drop, go down, rise; steady, go up, rocket; plummet, decrease, fall; climb, grow, plunge; maintain, increase, remain; decline, jump, constant. Now, please choose the words they represent the upward direction. Choose the word they represent in downward direction or trend, and choose the verbs they represent the stable trend. Can you guess? And circle it in your exercise book. Good. Here we go. The following verbs, they represent the upward trend: climb, go up, grow, increase, jump, rise, and rocket. Similarly, the following verbs represent the downward trend: drop, plummet, decline, go down, decrease, fall, and plunge. Similarly, the following verbs represent the stable trend: steady, remain, constant, and maintain. Did you understand? Good. Now, see, interpret the bar chart above using appropriate verbs. Make comparisons where applicable. You may use the expression given below. Dear student, while interpreting the chart, you may use the following words, and we use some words in the previous interpretation. What are those words? The chart shows, we can use. Sometimes the chart illustrates, we can use. Sometimes we can use the chart represents. Similarly, we can use according to the chart. Sometimes we can use while. Sometimes we can use on the other hand. Sometimes we can use likewise. Sometimes we can use overall, or there are some other words or verbs while interpreting the charts we can use. Can you use the verbs while interpreting the charts? Good. Now, you can use those verbs while interpreting the charts and make your writings more excellent. Dear student, goodbye today. See you again. Namaste.